control. And we're going to play it for you, all right? That's the most important prophecy besides Yahushua and the angels coming back to level this so-called society. That's the most important prophecy on the table right now. Yeah, come. Every Israelite with their weight in salt should be dealing with that topic, man. Going into it. The vision that Apostle John had down in Patmos, Revelation 13:16. What does it mean? Mm-hmm. Sucking all the juice out of it, man. Yeah. That's what we should be doing as prophets. Yeah. What's it say in Ezekiel 3:17? I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. That's the main prophecy we should be watching for. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, a quick precept.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Barakah HaKodash, which means all praises to Yahweh's name, the Heavenly Father. Bahasham means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Barakah HaKodash means in the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, on the way we can worship the Father and the Son. Double honors to our apostles and elder bishops, Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. This is the brother M.O.T.B from the Great Millstone Camp, the branch out Des Moines. Shabbat Shalom. And as you just seen, that was a clip of the Apostle Gabar and the elder bishop Menatazak. And Apostle Gabar was talking about going into, the M.O.T.B, and it's a spirit, because this was one of the topics that the Spirit gave me, concerning this series, that I have been putting together, man. So this is epistle number 6 of one of many things that Great Millstone pushes. And this epistle will be focusing in on the M.O.T.B. So I got a couple clips that I want to play, and then without further ado, we'll get right into the precepts.
Getting shipped today. You know what? I'm so freaking nervous. It's funny. I got shipped today, and it freaking hurts. Oh my gosh, my hand's a key. Are you kidding me? Amber, look, my hand's a key.
This is an RFID chip. I had it implanted into my hand. The chip inside of my hand can open cabinets and doors. This does not work. Here is my ring. Does not work. Here's motion. Does not work. Here's my hand with nothing on it. Nothing on my sleeve. Here's the chip. And it opened.
Getting shipped today. Look at this. Perfect. Oh my God. Isn't it great? Chris. I know, it's my dream. I have goosebumps.
And you notice when she scanned, that barcode, it allowed those drink things to work. Right? Keep that in mind. Now, you see, this is, just a regular wave your hand to receive a ticket, but we can see that it's conditioning, right? Just like how they might have palm readers or fingerprint readers, for your job to clock in at work. See, this is all conditioning, man.
This is at Walgreens in Bradenton, Florida. Do you see that? You can't get in there. It shows what they're going to have, but you have to have the chip or a mark. I can't get in this refrigerator unless I have their mark. At the Walgreens in Bradenton, Antichrist system, it's here. This is at Walgreens.
All right, so we can see, just like with the Amazon Go store, we can see, these things are already in place, man.
React to contactless payment by my hand.
Is it my hand? Yes. How much?
And as we see in these visuals, when we read that Revelation 13, Is this not what John seen?
City is stunned by the sudden rollout of Rook Unlimited's most fantastic device ever. The Smart Mark. Throw your other devices away, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash.
Transhumanism, right?
Book your travel. And even shoot video.
Neuralink, right?
Distribution points are all over the city. And don't let the lines discourage you. The Rook Unlimited Smart Mark is worth the wait.
I never realized how wonderful technology could make me feel. The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
And the best part? It's absolutely free.
Yep, and and this is where we're headed, man. This is where we're headed. So now when we jump into Revelation, the 13th chapter, what I want to do is I want to start here at the 11th verse. This Revelation 13 and 11, because we need to understand what the beast is or who the beast is in order to understand what his MARK is. This Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, which those two horns represents the Republican and the Democratic parties, right? Which in the ancient Roman system, it was plebeians and patricians. And he's coming as if he's for the people, right? The democracy is supposed to, demos goes into people. Cracy is rule, so it's supposed to be the rule of the people. But the people don't really rule. You don't have a choice about these things, man. Hey, man, Elder Yashawamba on his WhatsApp page, man. Hold on. Yep, here we go.
President between 1913 and 1921. From the private papers of Woodrow Wilson, quote, "Very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer not being able to work and earn a living."
You hear that? And that was just from I think she said from 1903 to 1921, Woodrow Wilson. And when they started requiring people to have birth certificates and social security cards, man. You see? But what we're seeing now is Esau and his agenda and how he's moving off that. And he's going to say we need better security or we need tighter security. Right? And now you have the AI with the technology, which is able to what? To monitor the people with a C-hip inside of them. You see? That birth certificate or social security number is going to be inside of you now, where they can monitor your movement. Right? And that birth certificate and that social security number was just a prelude to what this devil wants to do. And like she said, that was written in that Woodrow Wilson, his secret notes. It says that was an ancient form of pledging. Keep that in mind. So as we read Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, man. Draconian measures, draconian laws, right? It's going to get more severe and more stern within the society. Verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, which that first beast is talking about the pagan Roman Empire, right? That ancient Roman system. And he causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And how was it healed? Now, it was healed through this devil's renaissance, him coming back into power, but it was the formation of the current power structure, man, which you see here. It says the European Union, which, just pull this real quick. I want to jump over to the 17th chapter. Because in this Revelation 17 and 3, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Keep that 10 horns in mind. Now, this woman that sit upon the beast represents America, right? Because as we read down verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of the abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Now, in Jeremiah, Revelation 18 and 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city, which when you read 18 and 1, it lets us know that it's talking about Babylon, that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, which the golden cup, the pearls, precious stones, let you know that this woman, Salakia, represents Babylon in the 18th chapter, which lets us know Jeremiah was prophesying about a future Babylon and not the one that he was familiar with. Maybe it's the 51. Yep. Babylon 51 and 7. Babylon have been a golden cup, you see, which lines up with that woman, in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad, right? So the nations were made drunk through America's philosophy, through its influence. And we can see how America has influenced the whole earth. And how has it done that? By riding this beast. Now, what is this scarlet colored beast? Now, we know the scarlet color represents red. This red beast, which in Genesis the 25th chapter lets us know that Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment, right? So this beast is red colored, which shows that it is a Edomite power structure, man, you know? But I don't want to make this too long, so, I'm going to just power through this, right? So it says the scarlet colored beast having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, when we read this, as we can see here, this is the flag of the European Union, as we can see, and we can see it has 12 stars. Now, the reason it has 12 stars, let's jump down to here. We're going to, I'm going to jump down real quick because there was a point. History of the European Union. The 6 are Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg, right? Which those were the first that started the EEC. So the EEC turned into the European Union, which we're going to read into that, But it says the countries that joined the European Economic Community, EEC, these were the original: Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and West Germany. That's 6 right there, right? Denmark, Ireland, and the United States, right? So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Greece is 10. Portugal and Spain represents 11 and 12. So this is where you get the 12 stars upon the European flag. But if you know geography, right? If you understand maps, then we know that Portugal and Spain is one and the same. So you could take away a star for Portugal because Portugal is a part of Spain, you see? And Ireland is a part of the United Kingdom. So you could also take away a star from there. And what do we get? We get 10 stars, or what? 10 horns, or 10 toes that Nebuchadnezzar dreamed in Daniel the 2nd chapter. The iron mixed with clay. The end of the heathen, or the time of the Gentiles, right? It's amazing. And Thawadi Al Basham Yawashah that we are able to understand prophecy, man. But it says here, European Union, EU, international organization comprising 17 European countries and governing common economic, social, and security policies. Originally confined to Western Europe, the EU undertook a robust expansion into Central and Eastern Europe in the early 21st century. The EU's members are Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, and Sweden. The United Kingdom, which had been a founding member of the EU, left the organization in 2020. That's where you get the Brexit. But what I want to jump down to, now where did I read that? Because the EEC turned into the EU that we know today. Let's see. Maybe I need to go back. The Treaty of Rome was a key step in the creation of the European Union. You see? It established the basic institutions and decision-making mechanisms that are still in use today. The treaty has been amended several times, is now known as the Treaty on the Functioning of the European Union. So the Treaty of Rome was renamed in today's time the Treaty of the Functioning of the European Union, man. And that is the deadly wound being healed, right? So let's go back to this Revelation 13 with America riding the beast. America is the whore that is riding the beast. Back in Revelation 13 and 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, right? America being the spearhead. And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Now we see what it's speaking of. How that wound was healed. How that Roman structure or that Roman power or that Roman system came back into play in these last days. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Now this is literally going into I just had it in my head. This is NATO's first combat engagement was on February 28, 1994, when NATO aircraft shot down the Bosnian Serb fighter bombers. This event occurred during Operation Deny Flight, a NATO enforcement operation in Bosnia. It's not what I was looking for. Man, I forgot the name of it, man. It's right at the tip of my tongue. What am I looking for? Salaki, bear with me. Well, while I was searching, this is what I found. It says the history of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO, which in the Italian, which means rebirth, deadly wound being healed, right? Begins in the immediate aftermath of World War II. In 1947, the United Kingdom and France signed the Treaty of Dunkirk, and the United States set out the Truman Doctrine, the former to defend against a potential German attack and the latter to counter Soviet expansion. The Treaty of Dunkirk was expanded in 1948 with the Treaty of Brussels to add the three Benelux countries, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. Why is it the same players in play? The EEC, the EU, right? It's the same players, and committed them to collective defense against an armed attack for 50 years. The Truman Doctrine expanded in the same year, with support being pledged to oppose the communist rebellions in Greece and Czechoslovakia, as well as Soviet demands from Turkey. Right? Look at this. The United States, Canada, Italy, Portugal, Norway, Denmark, which those are ones that was part of the EU or the EEC, and Iceland, Greece and Turkey joined in 1952, West Germany in 55, Spain in 82, Czech Republic, Hungary, and Poland in 99, right? Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, and Slovenia joined in 04. Albania and Croatia joined in 09. Montenegro joined in 17. North Macedonia joined in 20. Finland joined in 23. And Sweden joined in 24. But what I'm looking for is NATO's first joint mission. Let me ask that. Yeah, they shot down those planes, but they also bombed first bombing. Yugoslavia. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Was it second major? Okay. I think this is what I'm thinking of. Yep, the War of Kosovo. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Yep, carried out an aerial bombing campaign against the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia during the Kosovo War. The airstrikes lasted from March 24, 1999 to June 10, 1999. The bombings continued until an agreement was reached that led to the withdrawal of the Yugoslav army from Kosovo and the establishment of the United Nations Interim Administration Mission in Kosovo, a UN peacekeeping mission in Kosovo. And you already know how much damage and evil and wickedness was committed from there, man. You know? But that's literally what this is going into, right? It's talking about that beast in its joint, military power. But we could also apply this to, Fat Boy and Little Man. The bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? Because that was looked at as a wonder that they made fire come down from heaven, man. This is all done by this devil, you see? And this what made the whole world to fear this devil, right? Going up where it says, who can make war with the beast, right? Revelation 13:4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. That old Roman system is what powers this beast. The conglomerate of those, the gathering of those nations together. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him, man? Right? And we know that this is the same vision John is seeing, Daniel seeing. Same thing John seen on the island of Patmos, Jeremiah seen. Same thing John seen, Isaiah seen. You see? So it lets us know that it wasn't talking about ancient Babylon or ancient Rome, right? But it was speaking of what? A future kingdom or a future rulership to come, which is America today. But it says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And that lines up exactly with what the fourth beast and the little horn that came out of the fourth beast, which that's talking about America, the whore that rideth the beast. This is Daniel 7 and 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast, which is ancient pagan Rome, shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings. They go those 10 nations that we read about, that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, which that little horn that arose here in Daniel 7 is talking about America. It's that whore. And the three horns that are subdued was the French, the United Kingdom, which represents England, and the Spanish or Spain. Those are the three wars that America fought in order to what? To get its dominion, for lack of a better word. Right? Verse 25. He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of time, which this time is 1, times is 2, so that's 2 plus 1 is 3, and a dividing of time is what? 3.5, which lines up with this 42 months, because 42 months is 3.5, right? So it's letting us know that it's talking about the same power structure, for lack of a better word. So let's jump back down, Revelation 13 and 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, which goes into his military capabilities, right? But not only that, now he has what? He has this Neuralink. Now he has his quote unquote medical advancements, to where people that are blind, people that are deaf, right? Deaf people are able to hear, people that are missing limbs, are able to move their limbs through robotic arms. You had that Neuralink patient dude, I'm able to play chess with my mind. These are the miracles, man. And you can see how wooed those Edomites were when dude paid, those groceries with his hand. Or that Edomite couple that was, I got my key in my hand, I opened the door. And this is all leading towards what? This transhumanism that this devil has been pushing. You see, we can see the agenda and what they're pushing, man. You see? Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And that image is what? What we're seeing. This lifestyle that they're pushing. This technocracy, right? That's a part of that image, man. We can see how they're doing away with the jobs as it is written in Isaiah the 19th chapter. There should be no work for Egypt, roughly paraphrasing that precept. It says they that make nets and sluices, going to be hurting. So we can see that this is all systematic, and it's really the will of the Lord, because he's performing these things according to his word. But this devil is crashing in society. He's eliminating all these different jobs to get the people dependent on the government, which they're finna introduce a UBI, universal basic income. You see, and the scripture says we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. So we can see what's taking place here in the earth. You only live once lifestyle. Fulfill your lust, live out your pleasures. That's all a part of that image, man. They had a saying back then, when in Rome. So it's the same thing that's being pushed in today's time, right? That old system is back in play again. The philosophies, the mentality. But this verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, right? And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you not with, this system, part of that image was the birth certificate, as we watched in that small clip. Social security number. You won't be able to function within society without those things. And it's going to be the same thing when these things go digital. That's why you got cryptocurrency. That's why you got digital currencies now, man. See, all these things is moving towards, the Internet of Things is what they call it. This is a part of this devil's image. This is why he put a phone in everybody's face, a tablet, a laptop. People are obsessed with video games and a TV in their face and PCs. 'Cause, 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 'cause And this is what he moving toward. And if you ain't with it, you're going to get clipped. We see an example of that with Gaddafi, with Saddam Hussein. They wasn't with what America and its allies was pushing. And he was trying to establish and do his own thing. And they got his ass out the way. Recently, you had that with the Haitian president. When 2020 was going on, he refused to allow the Jamba Juice into his country, man. Then not too long after that, you had a quote unquote a coup that took place with some uprisers, right? The insurrection that took place and went in and killed him in his home, man. Then you had a guy that took his place, and all of a sudden he opened the borders for Esau to bring the juice in. You see? So if you ain't with it, they're going to remove you out of the way, man. And they ain't necessarily got to take your life. They can just cut you off from society. This is the book of Sirach. And I'm not sure the verse. 34. This is Sirach 34. And 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. You see? He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a blood shedder. You see? So all they got to do is cut you off from society. Now you have no means to what? To feed yourself or to take care of yourself. And that's your life being cut off. You see? Verse 16. And he causeth, and this word causeth, right, is by construct. You see? It's by construct. It's going to, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a M.A.R.K. in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is what we seen in those clips. Now, when we go into this word, it's the Greek word charagma, which says what? An imprinted mark. So it goes into, a scratch and etching, something that's actually cut into you. Then you go to karax, which is what? Which is the device they use to cut inside you, right? Now, what I want to grab is Isaiah 36, I think it is. This is Isaiah 36 and 6. It says, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed. So the Lord, this is talking about ancient Egypt, but we're applying it to modern day Egypt, which is America, Revelation 11 and 8, the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. That same great city that we read in Revelation, the 18th chapter, that was decked in gold and scarlet color, right? And lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed, because this place is broken already, Same as how ancient Egypt couldn't help our people back then when they was trying to flee into Egypt for help. Well, it's the same thing as today. This society, this government is not going to be able to help its citizens, man. Specifically, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. So if you trust in this society, you're going to take that piercing, man. But the reason I read this is because it's called a broken reed. Now, in the definition of cannula, which this is the device that they're going to use to insert that C-hip, man, right? But it says a cannula is a small tube that's inserted into a vein or body cavity for medical purposes. The word cannula comes from the Latin word canna, which means what? Reed. You see how all these things tie in, man? Back in Revelation 13 and 16 again. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a M.A.R.K. in their right hand or in their forehead. Now, once again, the charagma, which goes into what? A scratch or a cutting into the flesh, which goes into a badge of servitude. That's that pledging. Which the root word of this is karax, which is what? The cannula. It's what's used to cut into the skin. And the root word of that is grapho, which goes into what? The information that's going to be on that C-hip, man. Your birth certificate, your social security, your bank statements, man, your medical records, all that is going to be there on these people's hands, right? Which is going to allow them to do what? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the M.A.R.K. or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which is all talking about the same thing. Right? And how we know that it's talking about a physical mark, when we read here in Revelation 6:2, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the M.A.R.K. of the beast, and upon them which worshiped his image. Man, when you go into this sore, it says a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge, a pus, a sore, and ulcer. Now, when you look up what an ulcer is, an open sore on an external or internal surface of the body caused by a break in the skin. You see? Or mucous membrane that fails to heal. A break in the skin. You see? So this sore is caused by a cutting into your flesh. Why was there a cutting in your flesh? Because they had to, in order to insert that M.A.R.K. in your right hand or your forehead, man. I was seeing what they had. You see? Verse 18, back in Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And his last 6 is the Greek word stigma. It's the Greek word stigma, right? Which, let me find that word. This is the Greek word stigma, right? This is that last 6. It says a M.A.R.K. pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods, which is what? A pledge. You're pledging for recognition of ownership. You see? This is what that last 6 represents, man. And you also got that, you had that in Biden in his campaign. The number 6, you got that in the Tesla. You see? So this devil's sign, or the sign of this system, or this devil, is everywhere, man. It's everywhere, right? Now, a form or a part of this device, for lack of a better word, is the UPC, which we're going to get into it, was developed by a guy named George Joseph Law. Now, years ago, I remember when I first came into the faith, looking this up, they had a personal life. They had a statement by this devil, which he spoke about how his name, his first, middle, and last name all has 6 letters. You know, so 666, and how he referenced himself with that number in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, man. You know, but you see Whoever controls this Wikipedia, man, they took that part out, you know. But let's hit this. Now, the UPC, or the Universal Product Code, is a barcode symbology that is used worldwide for tracking trade items in stores. Hold on, but why would the UPC be in the device? Because it's showing you that you're an item. You see? And when you look at the numerical value of this barcode, the longest ones, the one all the way to the left, the one in the middle, and the one all the way to the right, they all have a numerical value of 6. 6, 6, 6. You see? And that's why it says, here is wisdom. You know? So once again, Thawadi Basham Yahweh, man, you know, that he has allowed us to see these things and to understand these things. Right? Because this is the system that this devil has developed. And you got that UPC, or that barcode, that's on the back of everything, man. You go to the store, it's all being scanned. You see? So Esau Edom is going to look at the masses of people as what? As product, as he already do. According to Revelation 18 chapter, it talks about how, you know, slaves and the souls of men are being traded in this place, man. You know? You got that the human trafficking that they do, you know, in the black market, under the radar. But also, man, you know, out in the open. Through what? Through the birth certificate and the social security number. You see? Now, real quick, I want to prove that the name of the beast and all that is all the same. This Revelation 15:2, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, this is the elect, and over his image, and over his MARK, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, man. You see? Revelation 14:11. Let me start at 9 on this. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his MARK in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the image and his beast, and whoever receiveth the MARK of his name. You see? So I read that to show what? That it's not 3 separate things. It's all one and the same. You see? The MARK, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. It says the MARK of his name in those different precepts that we read, right? The MARK of his name, right? Or the number of his name. You see? As we read, man. You know, so it's all the one and the same. And to those that receive it, you're going to have your part in the lake that burneth with fire, which is what? The nuclear destruction that's to be brought here upon America, man. You know, so we ought to warn, to let our people know what that is, and to warn them not to take it, as it is written in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, man. Why you got niggas talking about, I don't want to sound like a prophet of doom. That's what's coming to this place, man. 2nd Esdras 15:1. It says, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. You see? And the Lord also told us to hear the word at his mouth, like Apostle Gabal had quoted earlier in the clip. Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, 2nd Esdras 15:1, and give them warning from me. So we supposed to be giving warning, man. You know, so Lord's will, I hope this was edifying. I hope it was understandable. I hope it was clear. I hope it made sense. Thawadi Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Barakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. Shabbat Shalom.